Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw a balloon unit from Clash of Clans. Now with this drawing we're going to really have to plan out what we're going to draw first because there's a lot of overlaying parts to this. So we're going to start with this, the skeleton and then start drawing the ropes in for the balloon. So let's start with the skull. We're going to draw the eyes. So right up here, let's draw the right eye first. We're going to draw a curve, very slight curve. We're just going to space out and go to the left side and just draw the upper curve for the left eye as well. Now for both of these eyes we're going to draw a curve along the bottom. Just for the bottom of the eye, kind of like that. We'll draw the left one as well. We'll color both of these in black. And once you get the eyes colored in, we're going to go down towards the nose. So in the middle here, it's basically a raindrop. So we're going to go around like so, and color that in black. Now in between the eyes, just up here, I'm just going to draw a little frown line, so just a little curve like that. Let's go to the side of the head. Right out here, we're going to draw a curve around the cheek. So up here, I'm just going to curve around like this. And then from here, I'm going to do a slight overlap and just go down towards the teeth. Now from here, I'm going to curve around the top row of teeth like this. And then on the side here, I'm just going to go straight up. Now from here, I'm going to draw the top part of the head. So let's draw a curve that goes around both eyes to the other side of the head, and from here I'm just going to curve around to meet the cheek in towards the teeth, so that gets sort of overlapped there. Let's draw a couple lines here for the teeth, like that. Now let's go up and draw the helmet for the character. So up here, right on that corner there, we're going to draw a curve, but we're going to leave a little bit of a gap on the left side here, kind of like this, and curving down, and I'm going to keep going and then just flick out the end there. I'm going to go back up to the side of the jaw, or the cheek here. I'm going to curve out, and I'm just going to connect these 2 points with a little line, just for that little strap that dangles down. On this side where we left open, I'm going to curve down and curve out. And draw a little line, and then sort of trace back that same line. Now let's draw in the bottom jaw. So from here, I'm going to go to the side of the mouth here, or the upper teeth. I'm going to draw a straight line going out. Then I'm going to come down. And from here, I'm going to curve the bottom of the jaw. And from this, I'm just going to sort of angle in towards the side of the jaw there. Up here, I'm going to curve down, leaving a little opening. And then I'm going to follow the contour of this bottom jaw. But as I go, I'm going to draw a couple teeth. So I'm going to go across this way, leave a gap, go up, and then across. I'm going to leave a little opening right there, do a little overlap, and just draw an angled line in the back. And here, if you want, you can draw a couple little lines for the teeth and color the inside in black. Okay, so now that we got that, we're going to get into the rest of the body. So the arm here is overlaid on top of everything else. So let's draw the upper arm here. So up here, I'm going to come down towards the elbow. So right about here, I'm going to draw a curve this around the elbow, back up. Kind of looks like a little bone, like that. We draw the same thing going towards the bomb. So up here, curve up like this, around. So it's a little bit thicker at the ends. Now for the hand, I'm going to keep this very simple. So up here, I'm just going to curve a little shape like that. And for the thumb, we'll keep this quite simple. I'm just going to curve out and tuck this back in. If you want, you can draw a little separation line there for some finger bone. Here I'm going to draw the same thing, so just a curve like this, and then a little curve in the knuckles, and I'm just going to overlap a couple fingers and draw that little knuckle bone. I'm only going to draw 3 fingers here. Now we can draw in the ball, so big circle behind that hand. So like always when I draw a circle, I start at the very top, kind of curve around, up like this, tuck that underneath the hand, go back up here, and curve this back behind that arm. Now for the wick, we're going to draw 2 lines angling that way. I'm going to curve the top. Now we're going to draw the wick. So from here, I'm going to draw a curve going in one direction, make that twice as thick, and then cap it off. Now we want to show a little bit of rope, so I'm going to draw a couple angled curves like that. And if you want, you could draw the spark in there. So I'm just going to draw a really cartoony spark. So it's basically a bunch of loops sort of curving out around each other. Let's draw in the rib cage. Up here underneath the jaw, I'm going to draw a series of ribs going across. So here, I'm going to go in a curve and then back up again. I'm going to go down here and just overlap. So it curves around like that. Let's draw the right side. So right here where the shoulder bone is, curve around like this and back again. And then just do a series of overlaps. So I'm going to draw a couple there. Let's draw the spine. So the spine starts right here, curves down behind that arm. Let's make it twice as thick like that. Now I can draw the back arm. So I'm going to draw exactly what I drew here, this bone, but it gets tucked in behind the bomb and the jaw. So you can just see a little bit of it there. And for the fingers, I'm just going to just poke them out little curves like this on the one side. If you want, you can draw a little separation in one finger. Okay, so now we got the skeleton. We're going to have to draw the basket and the balloon. So the easiest way to do this is to sort of space out where the ropes will be, because the ropes sort of frame in everything. So I'm going to have the top of the basket here, but right about here there's a knot. So I'm going to draw the knot in first. So we're going to draw a curve like this that goes back on itself. We draw the same thing, angled the opposite way, but tucked in behind. So we'll draw one end, so it's a curve, and the other end. Now you can see what this looks like. You draw a couple ropes, so a couple of curved lines going in behind, like that. Now we're going to draw the top row, so the rope that goes across this way will sort of guide where the rest of the basket looks. So imagine this rope goes into behind that X and out the other way. So a nice little curve. We're going to make that twice as thick. So it gets tucked in. And at the end, I'm just going to curl the end back up. Now here, I can go in and draw a series of little curves just to show the rope. That. Okay, now there's our starting point. We're going to go down on either side with ropes, down the middle with ropes, down towards the bottom, and then there's some bags over here. So I think I'm going to have to draw the middle rope first. So I'm going to figure out where the bottom of my basket is. So right about here, I'm going to draw a line right into here. So I'm going to draw another knot. So another shape like that. One behind it. And again, drawing some ropes, lines in behind. Now I want to draw that rope that leads into here. So I'm not going to draw in the middle. I'm going to draw just to the left. Draw a straight line into it. And then on the right, draw another straight line into that. And then again, drawing some curved lines to indicate the rope. And if you're trying to draw straight lines, the easiest way to do it is to pull towards yourself. It's really hard to sort of draw a straight line going away from yourself. It's more natural to draw towards yourself. Okay, from here, I'm going to draw the bottom row. So it's almost like this, but curved or flipped over the other way, down here. Okay, so I'm going to start on the outside, on the bottom, and I'm going to curve into that point. So right about here, I'm going to curve into the bottom of that rope, then come out the other end. I'm going to curl up the ends like this, and then I'm going to make this twice as thick. So I'm going to go across this, behind the knot, and then up on the other side, and then again drawing a couple rope details all the way across, like so. Now on this side, I'm going to draw the edge of the basket. So it's going to come into right about here, and then angle, a slight angle, like this. And then on this side, I'm going to show a little bit of a hanging basket or a bag hanging on one side. And if you want, get a little bit tricky, you could draw a curve like this on the edge of that rope. Just kind of double that out. It looks like a little knot on the end. So we're going to draw a bit of a rope there. It kind of looks cool. On this side, we're going to draw a couple bags hanging, so the sandbags. So what we're going to have to do first is draw the rope that hangs them. So draw a curve like this, take that end, and then just draw another bigger curve connecting the end. And then I'm going to do another overlap to show a double loop around the bag. Here, I'm going to start on this side, curve around, and tuck that in underneath the rope. And for the top, just curve out two ends like that, and then just do a little wave to show the bag. Right here, just draw a little line to show a little bit of a wrinkle in the bag. And again, go in and draw a couple curves for the rope. If you want, you can draw another bag behind it. So here, I'm going to draw exactly the same thing. So the top of the rope, curve it around, curve around the back side, and then draw the ropes like that. Pull up two lines, sort of angling out, and then sort of wave the top of the bag, little wrinkle, and then draw the bag. I'm just going to draw this all the way down to the bottom. On this side, you can see I'm going to have to draw that edge of the basket here, so I'm just going to draw a line aimed right into that edge of that rope. Now you can go in and draw a couple of lines for the basket. So we're going to draw a couple like little wood slats. So I'm going to come down. I don't normally like to finish off a line, so I usually break it off when I'm drawing wood, so I kind of leave a little bit of a gap. Kind of makes a nice little effect at the end. So I'm just going to draw that like that. If you want, you can draw a little bit of a knot in the wood. Okay, so now we got the basket. We're going to have to get into the balloon. So the balloon just sits right up above here. Now this gets a little bit tricky because I'm going to have to draw the ropes again before I draw the actual balloon. So if I look at this rope here, this is going to be my main rope. So we go all the way around the balloon and back again. So I'm going to aim for a center spot right here. There's going to be a rope that climbs all the way up to this point. So I'm going to start by drawing that knot. That same knot that I've drawn in the bottom. So drawing an X, a couple of curves for the rope. Now I'm going to draw that line right into here. So starting on this side, I want to try to draw a nice straight line aimed right at that rope, just like that. And then make that twice as thick on the other side. So, and then going in and again drawing some rope lines across like this. Okay, so we got the main rope. Now we can start building out the rest of the balloon. Now here I'm going to draw, here's the big balloon. So I kind of have to guess how big I want to draw this, but it'll depend on how wide I make the rope. So probably right about here is where I want to make it. So here on the left side, I'm going to draw a little curve. That'll be the end of my rope. And going across into that knot on both sides, top and bottom. I'm going to go across on the other side here. So continuing this line, like so, and along the top, and then I'm going to curve and end the rope there. Let's go ahead and draw some rope lines. So just angling them all the way across. So, and if you want, you could draw those same little knots that I drew here because they look kind of cool. So I'm just going to draw like a C shape on one side and then double it up on the other. Draw a couple of rope lines on this side. I'll do the same thing, so curving around. So, okay, now let's get into the top of the rope that goes up towards the top, sort of pinches in the balloon. So this is going to go up, curve around here, the balloon will be here. Now the balloon itself isn't quite round. It's got some bulged out sides around the rope, so it doesn't really matter if you're a little bit too short here. So I'm going to go up this way. So right about here, and draw a curved line like this. Up here I'm going to bulge up the top and come down into that knot. And then drawing the rope lines like that. Now let's get into the actual balloon. So here, I want to draw a curve going towards that knot. On this side I want to go towards that knot. But because the ropes are pulling in the balloon, it's going to actually bulge out. So I'm not going to go straight in, I'm going to actually bulge this way. So from here, I'm going to go outwards. It makes it a little bit easier that I don't have to draw a perfect circle that big. On this side I'm going to bulge out towards that side. Like this. Like that. Now, if you want, you can, from here you can draw some stitch marks just to see what it looks like. You can go in and draw a curve like this, curve up, and then here I'm going to use that same curve, and so I can make a little patch. And just to make it look like a patch, I'm going to draw a couple little hash lines across to make it look like stitches all the way around. And up here, if you want, you can draw a couple lines, stitch marks, go around this way. It doesn't really matter where you put these, you can be quite random. This, and then I'll draw another one going down this way, nice big one. And then the stitch lines can also be spaced out quite a bit. You don't actually have to match mine. So, okay, now that we got that, we'll get into the bottom part of the balloon. Now this one's actually quite, it's more round than this because there's no rope actually holding this part in. But there's this flame burner in the middle, right about here. So what I'm going to do to start that off, I'm going to draw right from the middle, find my center point, and draw a little oval, stretch out oval. From here, I'm going to pull up two sides, and then round out the top. From here, I could draw a little flame. So to draw a flame, draw like sort of like a backwards S, curve it back, go in the opposite direction, curve around, and then back in. Okay, so there's a very simple flame. Now we can go in and draw in the bottom part of the balloon. So I'm going to go from here all the way around. It doesn't actually have to go underneath. It'll go sort of behind. So starting here, I'm going to curve around, just kind of go into that burner. From here, I'm going to go out. I want to make my way up to this side on the right, kind of like that. Now you can go ahead and draw more stitch lines to make it look cooler. This one I'm going to go across this way. Now before I get too far with the stitches, I have to draw the opening for the balloon. I almost forgot that. So this is a big oval opening at the bottom. So I'm going to start at the bottom here and have to go underneath everything. So starting here, go up, around, going all the way around, and then back again, kind of like that. Now from here, I'm going to draw another patch, kind of like this. If I go up this way, along this way. Okay, so we got that. Now let's get into the final part, which are the ropes that hold this balloon to the basket. So from here, I want to try to meet up somewhere behind here. So I'm going to come up here and sort of aim towards my finger. And if I hit something like the head here, I'm going to have to go in behind it. Make that twice as thick. Come down here, and then drawing some rope lines. Now from this side, I'm going to draw the same thing, so coming down towards my finger. I'm going to start with the outside first, just kind of keeping my eye on my finger as I'm coming down, then making that twice as thick on the inside, drawing a few ropes along the way. And if you want, you can draw the spare bombs inside the balloon. So I'm just going to draw a curve here for the top of one bomb, draw the two sides that come up towards the wick, curve the top, and sort of bend the wick, making it twice as thick, then just drawing a couple rope lines. Draw one more back here. So here I'm just going to overlap it. So coming around, draw two lines going up, curve the top. This one I'm going to go in the opposite direction just to make it a little bit more dynamic. This. Now this rope that goes around this balloon, it's going to have to come back in one direction here. So it's going to come back behind the balloon. So it's going to come down like this. So I'm going to draw in the back, draw a couple ropes going across like so, and I think that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's a balloon from Clash of Clans. I hope you liked this lesson, and if you did, please give us a like and share this with your friends, and make sure you check out all our playlists. We have a ton of characters and we have more coming every week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.